All right, so let's look at the first term, variable. Who can tell me what is a variable? Yes, B, a letter standing for a number. I just kept the definition short so it could fit. In other words, sometimes we call that the unknown. We can say it's a letter that stands for a number we don't have, a missing number, etc., etc. Let's look at our next one, term. E, a number or variable in an equation. That is a term. Opposite of addition. Subtraction. And this, I'm going to tell you that this part right here, these will not be on here. Again, this is just to get us thinking. Opposite of subtraction, addition, that is F. Opposite of multiplication, division. J. Opposite of division, multiplication. We are going right through this. What does this symbol mean? Less than. Because we always read it from left to right, so this is less than. What is this symbol? Greater than. That would be H. What is this one here? Yeah, less than or equal to. Letter I. Do this. What is this symbol? Greater than or equal to. Ratio. Yeah, compares two numbers. And then a proportion. Compares two ratios. You'll notice that as I went, I was crossing off the ones I use. That's a really good strategy, whether you're taking a test, you're on a worksheet. That helps you to kind of narrow down your choices, especially if you've got one you're not sure about. Or just make sure you don't accidentally use the same one twice. All right, is everybody good on the front page? Okay, go ahead and flip over. So now we're starting to get into one-step equations. So to solve an equation, you do the what? Opposite. The opposite. So I'm going to ask, so I want you to get yourself into the habit of asking those two questions. What is the equation asking me to do? That is, what does the equation say as it is written? What is the opposite? So when I ask the question, make sure you're listening for what the question is. So let's look at the first one, 3x equals 12. What is the equation asking us to do right here? So to multiply, right? When I have a variable and a number touching, it means to multiply. So then what's the opposite? Divide. What are we dividing by? 3, because that is the number touching the variable. These cancel each other out. So that gives me x equals, what is 12 divided by 3? 4. And then don't forget to put a box around it so that I can tell that that is your answer. Everybody organizes their work just a little bit differently, which is fine. It just helps me when I'm grading to be able to quickly find your answer. Let's look at the next one. X plus 4 equals 29. What is the equation asking us to do? Add. So what's the opposite? What are we subtracting? 4. I'm going to bring my x down. My 4's cancel each other out. What is 29 minus 4? 25. All right. Oh, I still see some people writing. I'll slow down just a second. Okay. X minus 18 equals 32. What is the equation asking us to do? What is it? What is subtract? So then what's the opposite? Add. We bring down our x. These cancel each other out. What is 32 plus 18? $50. X equals 50. Number 5, x over 5 equals 15. What is it asking us to do as it is written? Divide. When I have one over the other, that means division. So then what's our opposite? Yeah, multiplication. What am I multiplying by? 5. Because that is what is over here with my variable. So I multiply both sides by 5. My 5's cancel each other out. I bring down my x. I bring down my equal sign. What is 5 times 15? 75. Okay, I'll give you guys a second to get caught up on that. Okay, let's look at part 3, two-step equations. Those were our one-step. Now we're on to the two-step. So we want to start with the blank without the blank. Who thinks they can fill those in? Both of these are words we had on the front page. Variable is the second one. We start with the something without the variable. Anybody want to take a stab at that first blank? So, but we start with the what without the variable. I heard somebody say it. Term. We start with a term without the variable. There's our little reminder. And when we talk about that, we're talking about whatever is on the same side of the equal sign as our variable. Number one mistake I think I'm seeing in this class is people try to start on the wrong side of the equal sign. So you're looking at the side of the equal sign where your variable is, but you're starting with a term that does not have a variable touching it. So let's look at our first one, 2x plus 6 equals 50. What is our term without the variable? Plus 6. So what's the opposite? Subtract. What are we subtracting? 6. Very good. I subtract 6 from both sides because whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. We bring down our 2x. Our 6's cancel each other out. What is 50 minus 6? 44. Number 8. 5x minus 28 equals 32. What is our term without the variable? What is the term? Nope, the term without the variable. 28. So you were on the right track. We're subtracting 28. What's the opposite? Adding. We're going to add 28 to both sides. We bring down our 5x. Our 28s cancel each other out. We bring down our equal sign. What is 32 plus 28? 60. Oh, you know what? I just realized we forgot to do step 2.
Oh.
So let's go back to number 7. Or actually, you know what? Let's finish the one we're at, and then we'll go back to number 7. What's step 2? Totally forgot that part. Oops. No. What is it? It's telling us to multiply. The 5x of the opposite is divide. Those cancel each other out. What's 60 divided by 5? 12. 60 divided by 5 is 12. Do not just guess. Do not just shout out. Use your calculator. I can tell when people turn quizzes and tests into me who has used a calculator and who hasn't. There is no shame. When I was in school, they used to say you're not always going to have a calculator with you. And back then they were right because it was its own device. But now you always have a calculator with you because what do you have with you? What do you have with you? What do you carry with you that always has a calculator on it? Your phone, right? You will always have access to a calculator. Use it. All right, let's go back to number 7 because we forgot the second step. So we ended with 2x equals 44. What's our second step? Well, what is this telling us to do right here? Yeah, it's telling us to multiply. So the opposite is dividing by 2. These cancel each other out. I bring down my x. What is, and my equal sign, what is 44 divided by 2? 22. So we'll make sure that we get that because we forgot that on that one. We are on the home stretch, my friends. You see a few people writing down. I'll give you a second to get that written. All right, let's go ahead and flip over. So then the other part that we're gonna review today is our like terms. Like terms have the same what? Variable. They have the same variable. Now, when we did this unit, I had you highlighting. I had lots of pretty colors. They just weren't in the right place. So we're going to try this a little differently. Rather than giving you problems with multiple variables and having you highlight the like terms, on one side, you're going to have the term, and then you're going to have on the other side a series of choices. You need to circle the like term, and this is how it's going to be on the final. So let's look at number 9, 5k. Which term over here would be the like term to it? Yeah, negative 2k. Because it has what? The k, it has the same variable. Let's look at number 10, negative 2/5. What is its like term? 8. Why? Yeah, because this one does not have a variable with it, neither does the 8. 5.2d, what is the like term? Negative 4.5d. So does it matter if the numbers are positive or negative? No. Does it matter if one's a fraction and one's a whole number? Does it matter if there's decimals? No, because the only thing we're focusing on is what? The variable. Last one, negative 632m. What is its like term? Yep, 1 over 2m, because they both have the m. And again, this is how we're going to see this on the final. And with that, we are done.